Hey guys, I'm gonna turn this down so it's not distorting like crazy. Okay, so in this video, I'm gonna be going over my balance change wish list. I realize like a lot of people do these balance change wish lists who have a lot more experience with the game than I do. I'm just going to be going over a couple of cards that I really want to see balanced and kind of describing why I think they should be balanced. So here we go. Let's get into it. So I have it pulled up by Grand Challenges win percentage. So first of all, I'm looking at 14-day, I guess, average or whatever. I don't want them balanced. Nope. Well, Bomber is actually a decent card. I don't know why it only had the 24% win rate, but I think all of these cards have really viable strategies here. So I think the cards that really need some work here are the Royal Recruits. And now the reason I say Royal Recruits is they just can't get to the tower to do the damage that they're supposed to do. They're great on defense, but then they take forever walking toward the tower, and then who knows, right? So Royal Recruits, that's my first suggestion, Royal Recruits. Now that's for buffing. All this stuff I think is pretty well balanced. The Zappies I think could use a slight buff. Now what I would suggest for the Zappies is a slight rework. I'd increase their hit speed, and decrease their stun duration. So it's like they're a little more rapid fire. They're a little better against swarms because there's 3 of them. They should be good against swarms, but they're not. So that's my complaint there. The other thing that I wanted to say was where are they? Wall breakers. I think wall breakers need some sort of rework or buff. I'm not sure, but I feel like they need something to make them special. They're good. They're a good card. They're just not that good. So I guess that's the problem. They're good at lower levels, not so good at higher levels for whatever reason. I don't know what. And of course, Magic Archer. I'm gonna have to agree with Shane on this one. They should just be put back to where they were. They were the most balanced card you could imagine. Really good card, but incredibly balanced, and they got nerfed. I don't know why that the Magic Archer got nerfed, but he got nerfed. I'm so sad about that. So a lot of these cards, are really right around 50%. Right around. Even the most highest win rate card, the Goblin Cage, is that what it's called? With the Goblin Brawler, 58%. And let's go back to the 7-day. Let's go to the 7-day. It's slightly different, but it's still up there. So I like the 14-day. I guess that's for the largest average, the biggest average of games. And we're only looking at win percentages here because ultimately win percentages are what decide what we're looking at. It's not everything, but it's part of it. I don't think Baby Dragon really needs that much of a nerf. Maybe a little bit of a nerf or a rework, but I don't really think it needs that much. Lumberjack, again, 50% win rate. You guys got to just look at that 50%. That's like balance. That is balanced. Anything that's really close to 50 or within like maybe 2 or 3% of it is balanced. Bats. Let's see where bats are. Bats, 52%. Pretty balanced. I mean, maybe they need a little bit of a nerf, but I mean, they're pretty balanced. I hate to say it, but fishermen, 51% win rate. Would you believe it? 51% win rate over a 14-day average. I mean, come on. I don't even understand, like, this game anymore. I don't understand, like, how... I mean, I feel like the fisherman needs a rework. It's just not good enough at what it does yet, but it's coming along. I think it's coming along. I think it's a very high skill cap card. I think it needs a little faster of an attack and maybe a little bit of a nerf to what it does as far as damage, because I mean, it can take out a lot of really difficult to take care of enemies. Like, I mean, you place it right with, like, you place it right, it can take out a Mega Knight or a Valkyrie, or, I mean, a lot of really, like, heavy cards that you wouldn't expect it to be able to take out. It can take out, so... Yeah, I mean, I feel like it could be really viable in the future if they just balance it a little bit. You know, I don't know what to say. I think some of these cards need a rework. Okay, so this is my main request for a rework is the log. Now, why do I say the log? Well, the thing about the log is it doesn't obey the laws of physics. It just like passes through cards like it's a ghost or something. It'll pass through a golem, it'll pass through a Mega Knight, it'll pass through a P.E.K.K.A. I don't know how it does it, but it's just like whoop, and it just passes right through them. What I propose is to make it a little more damaging and make it a momentum based card so that whatever it hits is really damaged heavily. Now if they put a golem in front and somebody tries to log into a golem or a heavy card like a P.E.K.K.A. or a Mega Knight or a giant skeleton or whatever, it will at least hit that and have some sort of realistic physics based on where it's put. It will kind of hit and roll around it and do some sort of damage. That's my idea. Like, kind of like it hits it and then, like, I don't know. I don't really know what to say, but that's my philosophy on what needs to happen with the log, because the log is just kind of this... I think it needs to do more damage to the towers, and it needs to be momentum based damage. It needs, the first thing it hits need to have the most damage, and then everything else kind of slows it down based on mass. Like, they have this mass built into all these units, and it affects a whole bunch of cards, but it doesn't affect the log. The log just passes through everything like a ghost. So what I say is make the log affected by whatever it hits, so it's this really high skill cap card. Bring it back into the meta, and if it hits the tower, if you see a log heading for your tower, you better put down a unit and stop it from hitting your tower, because it'll do a lot of damage to that first unit. So, and same deal with your tower. So that's my philosophy on that. I think that the log really needs a rework like that. I do gotta say, playing this easy account, the starting at level 1 and moving on up, the wall breakers are really strong in that first arena and second arena, and I even have them in my deck right now. I mean, they are just devastating. So, I mean, if even one of them connects at such a low level, I mean, it will do a ton of damage. It will do more damage than almost any other card in my deck right now. It is the best win condition in those early arenas. So there's that. Honestly, I don't understand why Bomb Tower is only 32% win rate. I have it in my main trophy pushing deck, and it fits really well in my deck, which is the Golem Night Witch Mega Knight deck. And I don't know why, but I mean, it counters Witch, it counters Wizard, it counters Hog Rider. I mean, there's so many things that it counters really, really well. And I don't understand the 32% win rate. I really don't. I think it's a really viable card, and I think it's balanced as is. Now, I say that as somebody who's pushing on ladder, who hasn't. I don't have a max deck yet, so I really can't comment on whether it's like actually a strong card or not. But I think it is. I mean, a level 11 Bomb Tower will take out a Hog Rider, a level 13 Hog Rider somehow, even though like it's like 12, 13, it's like 2 levels higher. It will still take it out with only like one shot on tower, which is insane to me. So yeah, I think the Bomb Tower is actually pretty balanced in my opinion. Just because I'm familiar with it, it is a little more of a high skill cap card now with that Death Bomb, because where you place it really matters depending on what you're going for. If you're fighting something that targets towers only, you have to be really careful about where you put it. Like if you're playing it against a Royal Giant, you got to place it up really close to the bridge so that he targets that, and then he walks into the bomb and he gets damaged by the bomb as well. So at any rate, that's my take on this. I don't really feel like a lot of cards need buffed or nerfed. I'm actually kind of surprised that the Hogs are doing so well. I don't really think they need a buff or a nerf, but it's kind of surprising to me that they're actually 57%, because they cost so much, and getting them to connect to the tower and do any amount of damage is really challenging. And I say that even as I have them in my deck. So I play this. My alternate deck is a recruits. It's the fisherman. I have a fisherman, hog rider, recruits. Yeah. So I think it's viable, but it's just I just don't see how they get such a high win percentage. I really don't. I don't get it. Because they just don't do that much damage. They just don't. I mean, it's really easy to take them out. Even when if you split them, if you put them both on the same tower, it's just so easy to take them out. I don't understand, but I'd call them fairly balanced. Yeah, I mean, everything else I think is pretty good. I don't really think there's a lot that needs a lot of balancing. It's pretty balanced. It is pretty balanced. I'd say just work on a couple cards. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention. The Valkyrie might need a little bit of a nerf, only because, and I say this seeing that it does have a 45% win rate, which is not the best, but I think it's a little bit overpowered. It will take out a Mega Knight on your side of the arena, which doesn't make any sense considering the Mega Knight costs 7 and the Valkyrie costs 4. That's like a 3 elixir positive exchange, which is just insane. So, and I mean, it's good on unit. It's good against swarms. It's just a really difficult card to combat. So I don't know what the answer is to the Valkyrie. The Witch and Wizard, both of them, I say leave them. I mean, they're really devastating cards if used correctly. They create spawns. They're sometimes hard to counter. So I realize they don't receive much competitive play, but I think they're worthwhile. So at any rate, that's all I got. That's all I got for today. So yeah, I mean, I guess do you guys agree with that? What card would you like to see buffed or nerfed or reworked? I kind of want to see, like I said, log, I think, really could use a rework. And yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty well balanced. Oh, and there my dog wants in. So this video is done. So hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and I'll catch you next time.